Hey guys, welcome and thanks for watching my first video. The Greatest Showman is the first movie directed by Michael Gracie and stars Hugh Jackman, Michelle Williams, Zac Efron, and Zendaya. The movie is loosely inspired by the story of Phineas T. Barnum and the creation of the Barnum and Bailey Circus. The screenplay is written by Jenny Bix and Bill Condon, who wrote the screenplay for Chicago and Dreamgirls, as well as directing the 2017 remake of The Beauty and the Beast. The movie is a spectacle to watch with amazing set pieces and well-choreographed musical numbers, and that heavy emphasis on the effects, style, and flair, as well as the costume design that reflects the background of Gracie as a visual effects artist. The movie starts off with Hugh Jackman as the older Barnum, and shows the Greatest Show musical sequence acting in. This presents a foreshadowing for the rest of the movie, and then events go back to him as a child and how he came to meet a younger Charity who grows up to be his wife, played by Michelle Williams. From there on, the movie proceeds to show how Barnum and Charity grow until they become adults as Jackman and Williams. The main events of the movie kick off with Barnum losing his job and him setting off to start chasing his boyhood dreams of having his great show or circus, which he eventually manages to achieve. At first, he struggles to gain acceptance of the upper society of New York, represented by the New York Herald critic James Gordon Bennett, played by Paul Sparks, prompting him to seek help with famous playwright Philip Carlyle, played by Zac Efron, in order to appeal to them, who then enlists the help of famous Swedish singer Jenny Lind, portrayed by Rebecca Ferguson, who helps him gain status among the upper class of New York. From the first to the last scene, the movie is such a joy to watch, gracefully moving from one well-crafted musical spectacle to the next, with almost no drop in momentum except for some smaller scenes which serve to connect the different musical numbers in some sort of plot. But with a runtime of slightly over 100 minutes combined with the focus on the musical scenes, this doesn't really leave much room for character development, which kind of suffers. But that is also mostly made up by the amazing musical sequences, and one of which that stands out in particular is the This Is Me song, which earned this movie a Golden Globe win in addition to a Best Original Song Academy Award nomination. The performances overall have been quite good. Hugh Jackman really gives it all in a vivid performance as Barnum, which shows his passion for Broadway-style musicals and his real enthusiasm in making this project happen. Michelle Williams gives a solid professional role. Zac Efron is a natural fit as Philip Carlyle and had good chemistry with Zendaya, who also did a very good job as Anne Wheeler. And last but certainly not least, both Rebecca Ferguson and Paul Sparks do a tremendous job as Jenny Lind and James Gordon. The movie does have some nice uplifting messages, most notable of which is chasing one's dreams and to keep sight of what's more important despite the temptations. But the one that's most relevant and that is most prevalent throughout the movie is of self-acceptance of one's weaknesses and scars, and to embrace them and be proud of them and not feel ashamed. And it's this particular theme that makes this heart of the movie. On a less positive note, there has been some criticism of the movie for the historical inaccuracies concerning the overwhelmingly positive portrayal of Barnum, which contradicts some of the darker aspects of the man's history. But overall, these aren't major complaints, as the movie merely borrows some of the actual historical events and takes huge liberties in filling in the rest of the plot, to the point that the movie mostly feels like a different, fresh story rather than it telling the story of the actual P.T. Barnum. Overall, this is a well-made, inspiring musical with good performances and choreography that seeks to entertain rather than trying to take itself too seriously, and that is a movie that I would definitely recommend anyone to see, and I give it a 7 out of 10. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe for similar content. Thank you for watching.